about the greatest freaking opportunity of, Hey. All right, pump the brakes, pump the brakes, pump the brakes. All right, so everyone knows Alex Morton's story. You probably heard it 1,000 times. All right, I'm gonna tell you about Brock Morton. All right, I'm 22 years old, born and raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right, and I've always liked the idea, of making money. All right, I've always had that mindset. I mean, when I was 7, I was selling chocolate bars door to door. When I was 10, I had my own lemonade stand. All right, when I was 14, I started my own tennis academy. All right, I did that for 5 years, made really good money. For individual lessons, I got $25 to $45 an hour. Pretty good. For camps in the summer, I got up to $100 an hour. All right, most people in my life were telling me that's good money. I thought that was good money too. All right, my freshman year, I went to University of Oklahoma to play basketball. Decided I was gonna stop the whole tennis thing, and my income went from $5,000 a month to $0 a month. All right, and in 3 months, being a freshman in college, I blew all my money on sports betting, concerts, other stuff we won't talk about, all right? And I blew all my money in 3 months. I remember sitting in my dorm room in November, looking at my bank account. I had $27 left in my bank account. All right, I went broke. And I had expenses to pay. I had a lot of other things going on. I was broke, and that was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. That's probably the best thing that ever happened to me, because from that moment on, I started studying wealthy people. All right, I started studying people who had what I wanted, studying people like Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, Robert Kiyosaki, Richard Branson. All right, what I learned is they don't go out, truly wealthy people, they don't go out and find a great job. They don't go out and find something for themselves. They go out and create as many jobs, create as many opportunities for other people as possible. And they build a passive income where you're making money regardless of what you're doing. So I looked for something like that. I looked for an opportunity where I could do that. All right, obviously, not very many good ones out there, so I couldn't find anything. My sophomore year, went to Chapman University out here in California. All right, played basketball at Chapman University. All right, and at the end of my basketball season, my cousin Alex, you guys know, I hope, all right, approached me out of this whole Vemma thing. He told me to do this Vemma thing, it's crazy. All right, watch these 2 videos. Watch 2 videos, all right, of an older guy. No offense to Tom Alcazan, but I couldn't relate to an older man telling me about some business. All right, there was no YPR. There was no Verve Bold, there was no party, there was no weight loss drinks, there was no app, there was no BMW Mercedes bonus, none of that stuff. Our energy drink can, for some of you guys that have been around, it literally looked like it was made in the 1960s, the branding. Thank God, Mark Patterson, being the genius that he is, created the sexiest product on the earth, all right, and now that's won multiple awards. All right, so that's what we're working with now, but long story short, all right, Alex and I, we hit diamond the same day. Most people don't know that. We hit diamond the same day. All right, but before we did that, he didn't tell me about the sense of urgency. Before I got on board, he didn't tell me about the sense of urgency. I waited 18 hours. I didn't see the vision. I waited 18 hours before I got on board. I'm tired, call me tomorrow. Just call me tomorrow, no big deal. All right, in those 18 hours, guess what happened? 1 kid got on board. That kid's Josh Noble. And by waiting 18 hours, I missed out on about 6,000 auto deliveries that would have been in my organization. All right, I'm not saying that to throw that in your guys' face, but that hurts. That's something that's tough to get over, but that's why you want to create a sense of urgency for your team. All right, so long story short, got to diamond, same day, dropped back down to silver within a week. Both of us did, because we weren't following the roadmap, all right, that's already set out for us. We weren't following the roadmap to success. We weren't creating leaders. We weren't duplicating our efforts, all right, and that was really the first test that we had. That was the first real test that we had, all right, and there's many of them. If you want to be gold, you want to be platinum, you want to be presidential, ambassador, pinnacle, you're going to go through a roller coaster ride. You're going to have low points. All right, and when you get a test, you have 2 decisions. 2 decisions. You either quit, prove everyone else that told you it's not going to work right, or you don't quit, and you turn that test into a testimony. All right, and that's what one kid here today, I want Donovan Perry, if you're in here, stand up. All right, I can't see, right there. This kid, 19 years old, all right, for 13 months, he did not make 1 penny in Vemma. Not 1 penny. Most people quit after 13 days or 13 weeks. He went 13 months without making 1 penny and kept going at it. And he picked up his BMW last week. All right? All right, so that's why you can't quit. All right, that's the number one thing. You're going to go through a roller coaster ride. There's ups, there's downs. You go through everything. You can't quit. All right, and he was going on with other issues, other personal issues. We all deal with stuff. You think you're the only one who has problems? All right, everyone has problems. It just comes in different forms. Bad stuff happens to everyone. Some people lose a family member. Some people lose their bank account. Some people lose their friends. Everything happens. It's just different forms. All right, but here's what you need to understand. It's not what happens to you that determines your life outcome. It's not what happens to you that determines your life outcome. It's what you do about what happens. It's what you do about what happens. It's not what happens to you. All right, so you need to understand that. In this business, it's very, very, very simple. Cody Barton just talked about it. It's so simple, but there's a difference between simple and easy. It's not easy. And that's a mistake a lot of people have. This business is very simple. It's not easy. And the reason it's not easy is because when you break away from what most people are doing in the world, when you break away from what most of your friends, most of the family, most of society is doing, that's tough. That's tough for your friends and family to take. And they react in a negative way. I'm sure anyone here who's at least hit bronze or been in the company for more than a week has seen that. All right, so when that happens to you, when your best friend, when your sister, when your brother, all right, people you care about, you love, are looking you in the eyes, like dead in the eyes, telling you, you're dumb, it's not gonna work, it's a pyramid scheme and scam, you're not gonna make money, I've already tried 2 of those things, I'm a businessman, those don't work, everything, all right? When your people you care about are telling you that to your face, that's really hard to take. That is really, really hard to take. All right, so that's why it's important, all right, if you guys, the roadmap to success, the first 2 steps, figure out your why and get you the right mindset and attitude. Figure out why you're doing the business, all right? Why are you doing the business? What are you gonna do once you hit pinnacle? What are you gonna do once you hit presidential? Once you hit diamond, all right? Why are you doing it? And then get the right mindset. Because if you don't have the right mindset and attitude, when your friends tell you it's not gonna work, you're not gonna get through that. You're gonna quit, like most people, all right? But if you want what most people have, then do that. If you want something that most people don't have, you have to do something a little bit different. All right, you have to do something a little bit different and develop a DGAF mentality. Don't care what people think about you, because why would you care? Why do you care? That's their business. That's none of your business. What other people think about you is none of your business. All right? And you have to develop that mentality, that mindset, knowing that you're about to go through a roller coaster. It's a long ride, but it's worth it every single time. All right, and you have to make the decision that you're gonna do it. You can't be 99% in, you can't be 85% in, you can't be, okay, I'm gonna do this a little bit and see how it works and see if it's gonna work out. No, you have to be 100% all in. That's our convention this year in Vegas, 100% all in. You have to make that decision. All right, unfortunately for me, it took me a year and a half, and watching my not so bright cousin get to $175,000 a year before I was like, okay, he can do it. I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines. I want to get on board, and I want to do this thing. All right, he took it fast. I took it slow. It doesn't matter. It works every single time. The only way you fail is if you quit during your low points. All right, so don't quit during your low points. Make the decision. I remember the day I was sitting August 4th, 2012. I was watching a video of Alex and a few other people at Ustream, and I made the decision right then that I'm going to make this thing work. All right, and then 3 weeks later, I found a guy named Johnny Crossweight, an executive of my organization. This guy is a ridiculous leader, one of the best leaders on my team. I found him, and everything changed. All right, you don't depend on that person to change your business, but all it takes is one person to explode your business, and everything got going from there. So make the decision, make it happen. All right, and don't care what anyone else thinks about you. You're gonna go through stuff. You know that's coming. You know it's coming. So when it comes, then okay, great. Here's an opportunity. Here's an obstacle. All right, am I gonna let the obstacle overcome me, or am I gonna overcome the obstacle? It's one or the other, and it's not BK's decision. It's not your decision. All right, it is your decision. All right, it's your decision. You got to overcome that, and this is going to be ridiculous. Get to convention. It's going to be crazy. Looking forward to see you guys there. All right, one time, I want you to say, rack them up on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.